Well, I did a little patch-up work on an outdoor fireplace. I'm going to show you how I did it. Well, today we're just going to patch up this little fireplace here. Looks like it's all loosened up, all falling apart. So, ain't no big deal. Just like a dentist, we're going to fix what we got to do. And that's it. First thing to do, get everything out of the way, see what's loose and what's not loose. That's loose. That's not too bad. Dig in here a little bit. Loose, we're not going to bother it. See, that's mortar. Mortar don't hold up in Pennsylvania. I know I did a lot of slack from that, but that's the way it is. That's how we're going to do. We're not going to do anything we don't have to do. Looks like an old brick. This is the brick that went there. And we're going to put it back. Just like that. So I went around looking for some stones. That don't look bad. We'll use that. Perfect. That's how we could face it a little bit. That's going to go there. And this is going to go there. So now I'm going to mix some cement up and put it in. Now here's what I'm using. 2 parts mason sand. See that? That's just mason sand. It's a fine sand like a play sand. And we're going to use 1 part Portland. That's not enough. Maybe a little bit. A full trowel of Portland and mix it up. That's going to be my mix. So, then I just add some water, start mixing it up. No big deal. That's about the consistency I want. It's going to harden up pretty quick. Now we got our cement mixed. What I'm going to do, wash this all off. And where the cement's going to go. Because, like I told you, if you want something to stick, you got to wet it first. You can see it's sucking right in there. See that? That's all wet there. That's good. As long as it's wet, it'll stick. Now, we don't have to, but if we wanted to make a little paint out of this Portland, like that, and then go over and paint where this brick's going to go, that's definitely going to help. And for the most part for this job, we don't have to do it. So now I'm just going to throw it in there. No big deal. A little more. And we'll put the stone in. No big deal. Maybe a little shim here where no one's going to see it, so it don't sink. Like that. And don't really have to wet this stone. Put that in like that. I'm going to take this and dunk it right in the water. See, that's wet. I'm going to take this, put it around like that, and that's going to make that stick. And push it up in here. Maybe this stone should come out a little farther. Pack it up in there, like that. And just put it in. See that? No big deal. Maybe a little shim under it to hold it. We take our cement and pack it around. Maybe it should come up a little bit. Like that. Okay. Pack it in there. Do sometimes better with your hands than you do. With a trowel. That's it. That's good. I sponge it off. Just like that. Just like that. We got that done. So we reach in here, we get some ashes, we throw it all over the top of it. You know why? That's going to make it look like we weren't even here. Perfect. Now we're looking at the outside of the fireplace, and we have some cracks here. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit as I'm kind of patching it up. But I'm not going to waste a lot of time with it, because here's what happens. First I put some water in it. You see these in all my other videos. Put a little water in it, and then I just get myself the same stuff, some Portland, and just shove it in there. Not going to make no big deal out of it. And people say to me, well, how come you don't use mortar or S-mortar? Because in this area of the country, I'll be back fixing it next year. So I'm just putting it in there. But here's what happens. First thing that happens is you got these cold stones laying here, and the stones are cold and they're wet. And they come and they build a big fire. And what happens when you build a big fire is the fire's hot, but the fireplace is cold. So what happens is the fire's so hot, it's expanding the fireplace like this. And it cracks the fireplace. So what I tell everybody is fireplaces like this, what you do is you don't build a hot fire in the beginning. You got to slowly build your fire up to temperature, and then the fireplace won't, get a little water here, then the fireplace won't crack as bad. See that? So now we're just getting a sponge and water. We're going over it, the sides like that, and we're blending it all in. See that? Well, you can't see the crack no more. And it's looking like the rest of the fireplace. Now there's a little trick we're going to use, because we don't want this to look like it was patched. We want this to look like it is old. So we're going to let this settle in for 20 minutes or so, and then I'm going to show you the mud trick. It's about 20 minutes later. Reach down here and we get some mud, and we take this mud and we add it into the water like that. See that? Then you stir the mud up. You say, Mike, why are you stirring this mud up? Yep, we need a little more mud, because we're going to do what they call the mud trick. And then we're going to get this mud, and we're going to paint right over the top of that wet cement. Mike, why are you painting right over the top of that wet cement? because this is going to stain it and make it look like it's old. And all the old timers did this. I keep preaching this. All you got to do is watch my other videos. Then we're going to let it sit. If we need another coat, you could actually do it a little bit the next day. That's what we call the mud trick. It's just a couple hours later and we're getting ready to leave, so I'm not going to get the end result. But the point is you want to dirty it up. And then that doesn't have that brand new look like you see someone patched it brand new. You want to make it look old. And that's what I would do. I'd use the mud trick. I'd throw ashes on it. I'd throw dirt on it, and it'll stain it. And I suggest if you live up in the northern parts where the frost and everything kills it, you should cover these fireplaces in the winter. It'll last a lot longer. So that's it. I just patched it up. No big deal. Ain't no big deal. And I just threw the stuff in there to stain it, and I showed you the mud trick. Very simple like my other videos. So thanks for watching. I'm Mike Haduck. Until next time.